Hello everybody, I'm going to offer you another little conclusion. I want to talk today about techniques. So if you're struggling with an issue, if there is a challenge that you are wishing to overcome, if you're hurting, if there's a massive yes but, if the expectations of life and the realities of life are so far apart that it's causing you pain, and you are seeking solutions outside of you, what I want you to understand is the technique is not the thing. Okay, so if you meet someone or you see an advert online that says this technique is fantastic for trauma, for example, the individual that is telling you that, or the company that is telling you that, they're either deliberately misleading you or they haven't worked it out yet. Either of which, in my opinion, is a massive red flag. So, here's the thing. You are seeking a solution, okay? The therapist is going to employ their knowledge to the best of their ability to help you to come to your own conclusions. And you, by definition, are you, not the therapist. So the therapist is going to try as hard as possible to get inside your head to try and work out what's going on. But it's always going to be a certain element of a walled garden, yeah? So you're always going to be doing this in ways that you make sense of in your way, not in the way of the head of the therapist, and certainly not in the way of a rigid technique. There is something called the Therapeutic Alliance, okay? So basically, progress in a therapeutic setting is co-created. It's completely co-created. If I describe to you the way that you are going to make progress and the extraordinary technique, and I guide you through the technique that I am absolutely certain is perfect for you, you are going to see that through your tunnel vision, not through my tunnel vision. You're going to come to your own conclusions and you're going to judge it. So you're always going to be stepping from behind yourself and looking at this and questioning it. You might decide that you might be at the point where you are so determined to make progress that you are going to throw away your rule book, you're going to throw away your judgment, and you are going to throw yourself hell for leather into this technique and suck the juice out of it, okay? In which case, you may come out an evangelist for that technique, but it wasn't the technique. It was your moment, it was your choice, it was your driven determination that led you to the point where you were so sick to death of your issue that you were going to fix it no matter what. Yeah. So what's important to making therapeutic change, for want of a better word, to get you back on track, to make you harmonize with yourself, to release the fixed idea that holds you prisoner and instead allows you the freedom to consider and embrace your totality, to harmonize with yourself and to understand what's amazing about yourself, what is a genuine limitation to yourself, where that sits within your emotional bandwidth, and therefore how you live your life accordingly, what is deeply meaningful for you, what is leaving you cold and irrelevant, and so on and so forth. To get all of that back onto your side, you have to make that work. You have to earn it, because when you earn it, it's embedded inside of you because you worked it out, you solved it. This is something that you are not gonna kind of hand over to somebody else. That's what makes it long-standing, lifelong standing. Yeah. So that's all I want to say, really. Anyone that's trying to flog you a technique is either a charlatan or a manipulator. I'm now going to give a little opt-out to hypnosis, okay? So hypnosis, in my opinion, isn't a technique. You have techniques within hypnosis. For me, hypnosis is a way of considering yourself. It's a way of thinking. It's not a process-driven set of steps that you draw out of your toolbox and go, ta-da, here is your ready-made solution. Instead, it's a way of quietening the part of you which thinks it knows it all and stepping slightly outside of your judgmental box and seeing what might lie beyond that boundary. You might want to consider, in actual fact, that hypnosis is a ceremony to invite you to go to the place that you need to go. That's another nice way of looking at it. Another way to look at it is the suspension of disbelief, is basically to know what you know, to know what is you, but to nonetheless decide for a moment to step outside of that and go with something else. But none of that is a technique. That is a, what do you want to call it? A state of mind, an open-minded appreciation of what it is that you don't know, an exploration, a curious, kind-hearted exploration of what it might be to dive inside of you and see what's there, sort of thing. But don't buy into technique. Embrace a technique, be a skeptic. Go for it wholeheartedly and see what comes out of it. But know that it's not the technique, it's you. And, I say hypnosis is not an it, hypnosis is an I, and I wholeheartedly embrace that. If this is of interest, have a look at my other videos, subscribe, because there'll be a whole slew of extra videos coming out, and get in touch, start a conversation with me, write some comments down below. That's my purpose in doing this. It's not for me to pontificate from on high, and even though I am pontificating from on high, I hope that my words are equally a little bit beautiful and that they inspire you to take steps that will lead you in the direction that makes you happier and more joyful and more stable and more consistent, more self-accepting. All right, I'm going to shut up before I get evangelical. Take care. Thanks. Bye.